we welcome back our entertainment correspondent via phone from his summer home, Dave DeBaker. Hi, Dave.
Hey, how's it going, Bart?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Now we got this rain behind us. Get some nice weather again this weekend.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
So there
And
might
I'm
be
glad
some...
I don't live in Midland. I thought I was that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So there might be some rain that people would have more TV time, but I think people are all TV'd out.
I agree, and I think people are TV'd out, and I think they're running out of stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of picked up a few things here or there, but it used to be we were like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff to watch, and now we're like scrambling around trying to find some stuff. So
I know for a fact I've seen every single Law and Order episode ever made.
At least twice now.
Yeah, at least.
All iterations, Law and Order SVU, Law and Order Criminal, yeah, all of them. Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, we've watched a lot of Friends over and over again. A lot of like the classic shows. One of the nice things is a lot of people are getting together to do sort of Zoom. They either do a Zoom like reunion of a show or a movie, or they'll do, and they just sort of discuss it, or they'll do like a we'll call it a Zoom table read, where they read a script from one of the episodes. They've done Big Mouth did one early on. Community did one recently. There's been a lot of those out there, which are different forms of like a different type of entertainment. If you're fans of that thing, it's quite entertaining to watch, and just a nice sort of break, and also seeing other people dealing with what you're dealing with, kind of stuck in your house and, trying to manage that the whole quarantine thing.
And that's a good point, because those Zoom reunions, they, people are, wouldn't it be cool if The Office did a reunion show or the Parks and Rec? But these are things those would never be able to happen because of people's schedules and contracts and rights and everything. But they can do a Zoom reunion. Yeah,
and getting having somebody. The other thing I've been liking is a lot of the late night talk shows, since it's just sort of two people on a call, really, usually, typically, or sometimes more. But the interviews are a little bit more interesting, and they're shorter, and they're not playing to an audience. It's just sort of like you're eavesdropping in on a conversation. So like through YouTube and those clips of them and things like that. Those have been interesting to watch. So yeah, it's if you're, like I say, if you're fans of these things, it's just great. We haven't seen the movie, but Wine Country, which was a movie done with Amy Poehler and Tina Fey and a lot of the old Saturday Night Live cast members, they did a Zoom sort of reunion call to benefit Feeding America. And we just saw it was on. We were looking for something to watch. It was on YouTube, and we ended up watching it. And just they were all so hilariously funny that it was just a great break from the regular scripted television or whatever else you might watch.
The Peacock service is now being offered to people who have Comcast, and I think they're going to start charging for it in another month or so. But in the meantime, it's free. And what they offer is a lot of the, like you said, some of the classic shows, classic sitcoms, like 30 Rock, and quite a few NBC products as well.
Yeah, I wondered what they would like. I was wondering about that. I wanted to see what they had the rights to, because a lot, like Seinfeld, is produced through Castle Rock, I believe, but NBC aired it, or Friends is Warner Brothers, and I believe HBO Max bought which then that's part of HBO Max. So I'm kind of curious what shows they do, how, in this new era, how this works. But I don't know what these networks and studios think that if we're going to pay for 14 different streaming services or whatever, they've got to start to figure out a way to start to consolidate this stuff together, because I mean, I'm not going to load up 12 different apps on my device to watch. If I try to find something to watch.
You're right, and there's going to be a shakeout, and there's already rumors of a couple of them either going away or consolidating and merging with others. Yeah, there are too many.
Yeah. Well, I think this is our chance to just really gobble them up. I mean, I don't know. I got a few million lying around, but you do too as well. We can just buy these right out, and we'll be all set. We can just call it Dave and Bart's show.
There we go.
Or Bart and Dave show, whichever you prefer. I'm not stuck on either one of those. Yeah.
Davis should come first.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And speaking of a break from the same old, if you have Netflix, they did this with a dark or Black Mirror, the sort of choose your own adventure, although they're not legally allowed to call it that. But they did it with their show, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which was created by Tina Fey, who did 30 Rock and head writer on Saturday Night Live, and very well known, and a great Netflix show if you haven't watched it. But they did a choose your own adventure thing for that show, Kimmy versus the Reverend, and I have not fully dived into it, but because it's comedy and not like something serious like Black Mirror, it's a lot more fun and very entertaining to kind of play around with the different choices you can make, and with Tina Fey behind it and her writing staff, just comedy gold, just joke after joke after joke, and great performers all around. And Daniel Radcliffe plays her Kimmy Schmidt's fiance, and I mean, just a lot of great people in it.
All right, there's a great suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
And we took your last week's suggestion of Dead to Me, and I would second that. That would be a good binge-worthy series to check out.
And Magic for Humans, again, if you haven't seen it, even if you're like, magic, you just think of it as like really cheesy. It's watching this guy do this stuff is amazing, and each episode, like each episode revolves around a theme. Like Fears was the one we finished up last night, and that was, I think, the last one.
All right,
season 3.
Well, speaking of finishing up, that's what we have to do. So thanks for your info, and good to talk to you. Have a great holiday weekend.
All right, we'll see you later.
Thank you, Dave. Dave DeBaker, Mr. Entertainment here at JTV. On Tuesday, on the morning show, Dr. Pamela Hackert and Paul Griffin